You know, it's nice to get that under our belt and to get back out there. I think it was obvious in the first 5 minutes that we were the team that hadn't played a game and they were the team that had. I thought we were a little uncomfortable, a little anxious. I thought, we threw the ball away once or twice in the clear early, and I don't think we threw it away again. So I thought, as the game unfolded, we settled down. I thought their goalie played very well. I don't think we shot the ball from the midfield very well at all. That's part of the game, so that's an area we're going to need to focus on is our shooting from the midfield. It's a great day and a sad day all in one. To see your former captain standing on the other side, I'm awful proud of what he's done and the way his team handled itself and how hard they played. So it's difficult when you see him on the other end of it. But I'm awful proud of him, and I think the thing I'm most proud of is we did what I would deem a very below average job at the face-off exit. We still came out on top in the loose balls, and that's been a focal point for us. So I'm pretty pleased with that.
Question?
Dave, the game was played, I guess you could say, so cleanly. Did that belie the intensity that was going on out there, or was it not really that intense?
I think if you ask these guys, I think it was a pretty intense game. I think it was a pretty physical game. I thought there was some pretty hard checks out there. I thought the officials let them play, and that is not meant as a criticism. Every crew has their way of officiating the game, and I thought this crew let both teams play. And as long as it's the same both ways, it's fine. I thought it was a very intense game. I think the guys would agree. I thought it was physical. I thought guys competed. I thought that was one of the things that was a noticeable difference with Towson was the level of competitiveness that there was from start to finish. But I would tell you I thought it was a pretty intense game being out on the field. I just don't think there were a lot of fouls. And when you got a crew that has got two teams, listen, I'd rather them let us play and let the guys decide the outcome on the field. And I thought they did a good job and let the guys play.
About just the way Zach and Chris had it going in various stretches, and how is Chris?
Chris is he's a little banged up, so the doctor's going to look at him. I don't know where he is right now. The doctor will look at him tomorrow, and then we'll figure it out from there. But I don't, to be honest with you, I don't remember the play. I know all I know. At least I should say I don't know what happened on the play. In regards to he and Zach, they've developed some nice chemistry. You can see that in practice. The nice part about it is Wells and Brandon are right there kind of alongside them. The four of them have really started to develop some nice chemistry, so I thought you saw a little bit of that tonight. And two veteran guys, so the guys you're going to count on, especially early in the season, and both of them I thought did a pretty good job tonight.
John, can you talk a little about just how it was feeling for you out there today? And it seemed like, especially a little bit in the fourth, you and Randy were running some nice kind of plays off each other there.
Yeah, felt good, being back first of all. And John and I, we in practice we developed the chemistry, since last year. We know what our strengths are. We know how to work with each other. So when we get out there, we just kind of play with each other with it. I know he's going to be trying to go to the left. He knows I'm trying to go to the right. We kind of just play off each other, and things usually, work out. So.
John, when players have an injury the way you did, sometimes they say in the first couple months, it's some time to regain confidence in that knee. Have you regained full confidence in anything?
Yeah, I think so. The coaches, they got me some runs in the first couple scrimmages, and I think that was a really big confidence builder for me, especially coming off this injury. So it's definitely been good so far. So.
Coach, on that run that you guys had early in the third quarter, it seemed like Towson just couldn't get past the blue line. Was that by design, or did you have the guys turn up physically?
Well, I would tell you, it's interesting. I felt as unprepared as I have. We came out and we had seen them against Jacksonville, and we prepared for what we saw, against Jacksonville. And then we went back and watched Navy film. Anthony Gallardi is the former assistant at Navy, so we went back and watched some of the things that Navy did in anticipation that we might see some of that. They came out and they ran a lot of stuff like Denver did, and everything went out of a circle. So that was an adjustment for us, an area that we were prepared for and we were focused on, which they were consistent with, was their clearing game. While their offense was a little bit different than what we had expected, the clearing game was exactly what we had seen. They clear in an open look, inbounds, and they clear with a midi down in dead ball. So we had prepared that, and Coach Benson handles a lot of the riding. And one of the things we discussed after our scrimmage against Cornell was, as we grow and develop at the face-off X, and we didn't have Mike Poppleton out there tonight, we asked a lot of freshmen, and we asked a lot of John Rannigan. We needed to try to steal some possessions, and we needed to try to steal them in transition and score some easy goals, and then get some off the ride. And I thought Zach and Chris and Wells and Brandon did a really good job of scrambling there. But I thought the key was the back line, and our middies did a really good job of bumping down the line and bumping up the field and taking away the easy outlets. So I think we got they cleared 17 of 25. That's a pretty good day riding. So I thought Coach Benson, the attack and the middies really did a nice job.
Why was Mike unavailable, and do you anticipate him being available Tuesday?
Mike could have been available. We decided to hold him, and Mike will be available on Tuesday night. Yes.
What problems does Coppersmith present, to the goalie? I mean, his shot is so vicious.
I thought you were going to ask what problems does he present to me.
No. I would ask you about these guys first.
Well, Lee he's one of our better athletes, and to be quite frank with you, Lee is a very fundamentally sound shooter. He's got great technique. So if you watch him, he shoots the ball on the run righty no differently than he does on the run lefty. And we've gone back and forth. Does John play on the first midfield? Does Lee play on the first midfield? And we just felt like with the chemistry that the two Johns have developed, and Lee's ability to, as you saw tonight, to run by a pole, we felt like this was our best chance to be successful, and I thought he did a really good job. For a guy who missed practice on, when did he miss practice? On Tuesday. He was up interviewing at Goldman Sachs. I thought he did a really good job. He just gives us a guy where if you want to push him to his right, he's capable of going left. If you want to push him to the left, he's capable of going right. So for this team, it's really critical that he take that next step. I thought John and Zach and a lot of the sophomores took that step last year. I thought Lee took part of that step. And now we need him to take that full step and be a threat at all times.
But he almost comes off like a great six-man in basketball or something like that, where he presents some matchups.
I would agree. I would agree. The nice thing is you put an athletic pole out there, and they can chase him, but he's athletic enough to run by you. And the nice part is Lee's really starting to improve his game IQ. So I like today that a couple times, rather than taking a bad shot, he threw it down the side to Zach or threw it down the side to Chris. We were able to, throw it across X and then look inside and look through. So when you got a guy on your second midfield that can score 2 goals, and he probably could have had a couple more, that's a positive for us.
How do you get his priorities straight, though? Goldman Sachs over in practice?
Listen, that's what I said, but what the heck do I know? The nice thing is he was offered a position, he took it, and maybe that's why he played well. He's got the internship stuff done, and now he can concentrate on lacrosse.
Hey, Zach, can you talk a little bit about the chemistry, especially with Cole and just your comfort level in this offense now with all the running you've done, and especially touch on the third quarter, getting it going with Chris, and then just opening this thing up wide?
Yeah, the offense that Coach Benson puts in for us is mainly midfield dodging, which gives the attack a chance to kind of see through the defense and second dodge off of it. We've been practicing as kind of a 4-group unit in practice, which is nice, just in case someone goes down with injury. It's unfortunate that Bo did, but hopefully he'll be back soon enough. But it's fun to play with the attack that I'm playing with. I mean, Brandon's from near me. Wells obviously has an unbelievable skill set. So, and Bo has the wisdom and everything basically. So it's a fun group to play with, and overall an easy group to get along with and play around with.
Zach, sure.
I'll just say, did you feel, once you got that first one and then the second one, like, we're about to open this thing up wide in the third quarter? Did you sense it?
Yeah, I mean, the first quarter or two is always a little grip the stick too tight, but as soon as we got a first couple, everyone kind of got set in. Bo obviously helps with the calming down a little bit, but yeah, we felt we'd be fine going into the second half. And we were, so.
Coach, could you just talk a little bit about what it's like to have a Stanwick on your side and the phenomenon that family presents?
Listen, the young man that we have, comes with a great pedigree, as all our guys do. A lot of them do. I mean, Zach from the Hill and John from Lafayette, we're fortunate that we attract those kind of players, and he's a really good fit. I mean, that's the best part about this is these guys, as you saw tonight, are a pretty unselfish group. They like playing against each other. It's a challenge for us defensively in practice when we get into transition and the ball's zipping around. It's nice. It's really nice to have one of the better players locally say to everybody, hey, it's cool to stay home. It's a fun place. The lacrosse is great. The guys are great. I can get a great education. And you know what? I can hit my house with a rock. I can take my buddies home. I can see my family and go to church on Sunday. And yet, when I'm on campus, I'm a million miles away. I think that's a big deal for us, is when a young man like that stays home. And you'd love to put a fence around Baltimore and keep the best guys home. And we're starting to do that more and more. And with a guy like Wells, it helps in that area. And he certainly is a great fit with these guys. As talented as he is, I just like that he's got a sense of humility, and he wants to just be a part of the offense, just like the rest of them do.
Zach, when the team couldn't get a lead on Towson for the first quarter and change, what was the mood among the players?
I don't think there was really any sense of urgency. It was still early in the game, and obviously it's the first quarter, so we're going to have those jitters. But I think as soon as we got a couple in, we started building some confidence. And from then on out, everyone was comfortable, fit in, and we executed what we had to do.
Any other questions?
Coach, in the offensive game plan, how familiar were you with this set, Madeline being at Towson for some time and also being one of your captains?
With their offensive game plan?
With your offensive game plan against defense?
Well, they've obviously taken a different approach to how they're playing defense. I think Sean, knowing the kind of person that he is, he's a detail-oriented guy. He's a disciplinarian. He doesn't want to beat himself. He doesn't want to take too many risks. So he spent time with us playing and hopefully took something away from that experience, and then spent some time at Princeton, and I'm sure took something away from that experience with a Hall of Fame coach. The systems at Princeton and Hopkins, there's some similarities, and I thought they played more of a team support-oriented, fundamental vanilla type defense rather than being very gimmicky. And last year they threw zone at us early, and we knocked in a couple early. And in the past we've seen two pulls up and two-man shutoffs, and you name it, we've seen it. I think he's doing the right thing. He's setting a standard, setting a culture, and setting a style that he wants his team to play, and they're going to stick by that and get better at it each and every week. So, we see a lot of what they do every day in practice. The challenge today was we don't see at all what they did offensively today. And the best part is we've got a film now. I'm sure someone else is going to do it. Offenses are copycats like the NFL. They all copy from each other. If one thing works, they're going to do it. So it's great. We'll be prepared for it on Tuesday night from Delaware, and we'll be prepared for it as we move forward. So that was a good thing.